5 quiet warnings your elderly loved one may be in their final year. Has someone close to you been acting off lately, doing things that seem minor at first but deep down you feel something might be wrong? Many of us believe that the end of life comes suddenly, yet the truth is often more subtle. The body sends out quiet warnings, sometimes as early as a year before an elderly person passes away. Sadly, these clues are easy to miss until they've snowballed into real crises. By then, families look back and realize the signs were there all along. In this video, we're going to explore 5 key signs that frequently appear within the final year of life. These signs can be heartbreaking to witness, but if you recognize them early, you can provide better care, plan thoughtfully, and create precious last memories instead of regrets. Stay with us until the end, because understanding these subtle changes can prepare you both practically and emotionally for what's to come, ensuring your loved one experiences comfort, dignity, and peace in their final stage. 1. Unintentional weight loss. One of the earliest red flags that your elderly loved one may be nearing life's final chapter is unexplained weight loss. Maybe you notice their clothes looking baggy, or their usual belt notch suddenly feels loose. Often we chalk it up to getting older, or they're not that hungry anymore. But losing weight without trying is rarely just about a fading appetite. It can signal that their body is no longer absorbing nutrients efficiently, and that deeper physiological changes have begun. Muscle wasting. As muscle mass decreases, seniors become more prone to falls and injuries. Their immune system can weaken, and everyday tasks become draining. Diminished appetite. Food might not taste the same, and they could skip meals simply because the body isn't prompting them to eat. This isn't just a preference shift, it's often the body slowing down, preparing for greater changes ahead. Underlying conditions. Chronic illnesses like cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease can linger undetected, causing weight loss before other obvious symptoms surface. If you spot weight loss, don't just push large meals or high-calorie snacks on them. This might create discomfort or stress. Instead, focus on small, nourishing options and hydration. Show empathy, reassure them it's okay if their appetite has changed. Sometimes, the most meaningful gesture is simply sitting with them during meals, offering quiet support. Recognizing this sign early is a chance to make adjustments, perhaps consulting a doctor or simply shifting your priorities to comfort and quality of life. 2. Deep fatigue and weakness. Another major signal is a persistent, profound exhaustion. This goes beyond needing a quick nap after lunch. It's the kind of fatigue that makes getting out of bed feel like climbing a mountain, and everyday chores, like dressing or making a cup of tea, seem overwhelming. Slowing circulation and oxygen flow. As heart function diminishes, muscles and organs aren't getting the oxygen they need. What was once a brisk walk around the block now leaves them breathless. Metabolic shift. The body may reroute energy away from physical activities, using it instead for basic survival. You might find them sleeping more during the day or nodding off mid-conversation. Emotional toll. When a once vibrant person loses the energy to socialize or pursue hobbies, they can feel embarrassed or frustrated, leading them to withdraw further from family and friends. If your loved one seems drained no matter how much they rest, try to meet them where they are. Offer help with daily tasks and create a peaceful environment. Gentle encouragement is fine, but avoid pushing them beyond their limits. What they need most is understanding, not pressure. Sometimes the greatest support comes from quietly sitting beside them, holding their hand, and letting them know they're not alone. 3. Noticeable cognitive changes or emotional withdrawal. Have you seen a once sharp mind become forgetful or confused by routine tasks? Do they seem detached or disinterested in activities that used to bring them joy? Cognitive and emotional shifts are very common in the final stages of life. Memory lapses and disorientation. They might forget familiar names, lose track of dates, or find normal conversations difficult to follow. Even if they never had dementia or Alzheimer's, declining circulation and reduced oxygen to the brain can trigger these changes. Emotional withdrawal. Loud gatherings, lengthy chats, or even day-to-day interactions may overwhelm them. Instead, they retreat, sometimes sitting quietly, other times napping, seemingly checked out. Personality swings. Some become more irritable or anxious, others turn oddly calm or indifferent. This isn't a personal choice. It's the brain adapting to the body's decline. It can feel like you're losing your loved one before they've actually passed, and that can be heartbreaking. Empathy is key here. Reassure them you understand when they need quiet time. For conversations, speak gently and slowly. Sitting with them, even in silence, can still be a profound way to share love. Though their words or reactions may fade, your presence and warmth resonate deeply. At this point, if you're finding this information valuable, please leave a comment below with the number 3 so I know you're still with us. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. Your support helps us continue producing helpful content. Let's move forward. 4 frequent illnesses and slow healing. It might be one cold after another, or a small scratch that takes weeks to close. Repeated infections and sluggish wound healing often signal a fading immune system, one that can't bounce back like it used to. Common infections, pneumonia, urinary tract infections, and skin infections may pop up regularly or linger longer than normal. Antibiotics or treatments that once worked quickly may now offer only partial relief. Chronic wounds or sores. When the body's circulation slows, it takes longer for tissues to regenerate. Minor cuts could become chronic sores, especially if your loved one is less mobile. Non-traditional symptoms. Instead of a high fever or strong cough, you might see a sudden dip in alertness, a loss of appetite, or general confusion. Signs of infection in seniors can be much more subtle than in younger adults. Watching your loved one face recurring health setbacks can be deeply frustrating. You might wonder if a more aggressive medical intervention would help. Sometimes it does, but often comfort-focused care is more beneficial at this stage. Keep them hydrated, ensure a calm environment, and coordinate with healthcare providers who respect the goal of preserving dignity rather than pursuing endless tests or treatments. Recognizing this sign early allows you to prepare emotionally and minimize suffering. 5 changes in breathing and circulation. Finally, one of the most telling signals that life may be nearing its end is a marked shift in breathing patterns and circulation. Perhaps you notice they breathe shallowly or take unusually long pauses between breaths. Their hands, feet, or nose might start to feel cool to the touch, and skin could appear pale or slightly bluish. Irregular breathing. They could have episodes of fast, deep breaths followed by periods of almost no breathing at all, sometimes referred to as Cheyne-Stokes respiration. Cold extremities. As the heart slows, blood supply is redirected to vital organs, leaving fingers and toes colder. Shortness of breath on exertion. Even shifting positions in bed may leave them winded. Some feel more comfortable sleeping propped up, easing the strain on their lungs. It's natural to feel alarmed by these changes, but often this is the body's normal final slowdown. There might not be a way to fix it, but you can help them feel more at ease. Use extra pillows for support, keep the room slightly cooler, or offer sips of water if they're able to drink. Above all, stay calm and reassuring. Even gentle, steady breathing alongside them can help reduce anxiety. Let's take a moment to revisit these 5 key signs that often appear in the year leading up to an elderly loved one's passing. Unintentional weight loss, deep fatigue and weakness, cognitive confusion or emotional withdrawal, frequent infections and slow healing, shifts in breathing and circulation. These signs may unfold gradually, so they can be easy to overlook. Yet each one is a signal that the body is slowing down and preparing for a final transition. While it's difficult to see someone you love in decline, recognizing these changes can transform how you approach the weeks and months ahead. Instead of endlessly trying to reverse what's happening, you have the chance to shift your focus. Make their environment peaceful, help them manage discomfort, and simply be present. This is a time for quiet conversations, gentle touches, sharing old stories, and cherishing every last memory you can create together. Remember, death is a natural part of life's journey. Identifying these signs doesn't mean you give up hope. It means you respect the process and choose to walk alongside your loved one with love, compassion, and understanding. When we see what's coming, we can prepare, emotionally, spiritually, and practically, and ensure our loved ones pass with dignity and warmth. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might benefit. We'd also love to hear from you. What was one insight you learned today, and how do you plan to use it? Leave a comment below. Your experiences can help guide and comfort others who are going through a similar journey. Your support means the world to us and helps us keep creating content that informs and inspires. We look forward to sharing more valuable insights with you soon. Until then, take care of yourself and those you love.